So it looks like Starfield is being delayed yet again. What's up, gamers? Welcome back to the channel. And this is not necessarily good news if you are an Xbox owner and someone who's looking forward to Starfield. Starfield, I think, is one of the most anticipated games coming out in 2023. A lot of people are really looking forward to this game. And Bethesda once again delayed the game. And that is something that's got a lot of people really frustrated, a lot of people really discouraged, because this was a game that was supposed to be released of November of last year. And then there was also like a showcase where Microsoft showed all these games that were going to be coming out in the next 12 months, and of course Starfield was on there, so we knew that it was being pushed back until around June of this year. And it looks like it's being delayed again until I think September now is what they're saying, that the game is going to be delayed until September 6th is what they're shooting for. And like I said, this game was set to supposed to be released of November 11th of last year, and now this game is being delayed almost an entire calendar year at this point. And they're going to be showing a showcase of this game on June 11th. It's going to be a Starfield Direct showcase on June 11th, so it's going to give us some more detail on the game. But I personally feel like we've seen enough of this game at this point. We just need to see the game. We actually need to get the game. Now, I understand you don't want to rush certain things because you don't want to run into a cyberpunk situation where you get a game and it's broken, or have a situation like Halo Infinite where the game comes out and you don't have content to sustain the game, and then you're releasing the campaign early and then the multiplayer, and you're releasing all these games in like patches and stuff. But there comes a time when you are an Xbox user where you're paying for a monthly subscription for all the promises of these games and you're not getting the games. And I am a massive Xbox supporter. I don't get into the whole game wars, console war thing. I play literally everything. Like right here, I have my Nintendo Switch OLED with my PS5 hooked up. I got my Xbox Series X over here. I literally play everything. It doesn't matter if it's PC, Steam Deck, whatnot. I don't get into the whole console war. I think each individual console has their goods and their bad. And with Microsoft, their console is a stronger console than the PS5. On paper, that's the facts. And they have the Game Pass model, which has really good stuff. But that doesn't really matter when you don't have any games coming out for this thing. Now, we just got Hi-Fi Rush. Before that, we had High on Life. But all these big AAA games that we're expecting, like Forza and Redfall and now Starfield, all these games are being delayed. And at one point, we need to hold Microsoft and Phil Spencer accountable on like what's going on. Every other company doesn't seem to have a problem releasing their games, yet we're still waiting for news on Perfect Dark. We're still waiting for news on Fable. Like Halo Infinite came out in absolute shambles. It's like, what's going on with the management program? Is there like this hippie mentality over there where nobody's really watching these developers and they're really just coming to work, putting in their time and then leaving, and there's real no release date of we need to have a sense of urgency in order to get these games out by a certain time. Now, again, I don't want these games coming out in a broken mess. I want the developers to have the time to make these games and make these games right. But at the same time, we need to have a sense of urgency because we need to have software for our hardware. And I understand that Microsoft really leans into the Game Pass model. That's the model they want to push, and I'm perfectly fine with that model. I've been a subscriber of Game Pass for years now, and I really like what Game Pass has to offer. But there comes a time where we need to be able to get our God of War quality games, our Last of Us quality games, our Uncharted quality of games. You see Sony and Nintendo putting out their first party games, and we need to have that over on the Microsoft end. And yes, I know Sony has a lot of exclusivity deals that they kind of signed behind the scenes to get these third-party games exclusively on their consoles, games like Final Fantasy 16. But I want to see Microsoft try to be more aggressive and do the same thing. I want to see Microsoft go out there, sign some third-party exclusive deals, and get these games over here so we can have these more exclusive games and have these first-party AAA games start being able to develop. Let's get some news on these games. What's going on with Perfect Dark and Fable, and what's going on with Redfall, Horizon? What's going on with these games? And the fact that, once again, Starfield is being delayed, I personally don't have a problem with it being delayed till September, because I'd much rather have a better game than a game that looks like something like Cyberpunk. But at the same time, you have to understand that we are subscribers to your Game Pass model. We are invested into your ecosystem, and you have to be able to deliver not just these little independent games or these third-party games, but you need to deliver on the promise that Xbox is about gaming. You know, there is no power greater than X. This used to be the slogan that Microsoft used to have, where they wanted to be like the biggest thing in gaming. And it's so clear that they are so far behind when it comes to Sony and Nintendo. And it doesn't help when you have these big games like Starfield that are constantly being delayed. And that's a massive problem. And that's really a Bethesda problem too. Bethesda's always been bad with delaying games like that. But at some point, I think Microsoft and Phil Spencer really need to step in and start getting with these different developers and go like, okay, what's going on? Fable has a release date of this. You need to do X, Y, and Z in order to do this. If it comes to old-fashioned crunch, it comes to old-fashioned crunch. I mean, there's plenty of times if I'm not done with my job by my 8-hour shift, I need to stay and I need to crunch to get my job done. That is part of being in the workforce. And you can't keep having like this, I keep saying, this hippie mentality where, you know, you pretty much go in and it's just like you're just clowning around, doing a little bit of work, and you move on with your next day. These games need to be developed. When was the last time that we heard about the new Hellblade game? When was the last time we heard about Hellblade? Right, we seen an amazing trailer. This was supposed to be like this big exclusive to Microsoft's Xbox Series X, and we haven't even heard about this game for like a year now. Right, we've seen a couple gameplay footage and that's it, and we haven't seen anything from Hellblade. So we need to get some, like, we need to put the pedal to the metal. I think Phil Spencer really needs to come out and start really kind of laying down the law and get these games moving, because we can't keep delaying these games so much. We can't. But anyway, guys, that is just my thoughts on it. I think it's a massive disappointment. I'm hoping Starfield comes out and it's fantastic when it comes out. But as of right now, I'm a little disappointed as a fan. Again, I don't get into the whole console war thing. I think each individual console and gaming system has its own unique perks, and I think the Xbox has a lot of really good qualities to it, but unfortunately, we keep getting the same song and dance when it keeps coming to these games being delayed or pushed back or all kinds of sort of problems. But anyway, I wonder what you guys think. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. Smash that like and subscribe button. Until next time, as always, I am Robert Storms, and thank you for watching, guys.